This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
Conversation this morning begins, with the National Bureau of Statistics, who have reported that Nigeria only attracted 3.73 billion naira in foreign direct investment over the last 5 years. Now, this figure is less than the $6.43 billion received from 2015 to 2019. Joining us to discuss whether or not Nigeria remains an attractive destination for foreign direct investment is economist Mukhtar Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Can you contextualize for us how significant this figure is? What does it say about our economy over the last 5 years?
Well, what it says about economy is that our economy have not attracted a lot of long-term investment, because when you look at foreign direct investment, it's more or less like the long-term investment. People that come into the country, investors that come into the country, that stay for the long term in terms of investing in sectors of the Nigerian economy. So what it means that is not that we've not attracted investment. If you look at foreign investment, they are divided into two. We have portfolio investment and we have foreign direct investment. Portfolio investment are the ones we call the hot money. They come and they go. But foreign direct investment are people that are here, investors that are here to stay for the long haul. So what it means is that we attract the short-term investors more than the long-term investors.
I mean, Mr. Mohammed, is it possible that the reason for this, because 5 years is just shy of when COVID started, and we know that there was a global economic downturn from 2020 all the way down. We're still recovering from that. So I'm curious as to whether these shortfalls or the limited amount we attracted, was that more our fault or was it simply as a result of the global conditions?
Yeah, condition is there. You just mentioned it about COVID. At that time, a lot of investors left the country, both foreign portfolio investors left the country. So yes, every country suffered that. But again, when you look at the data after that, COVID is about 4 years ago, and the economy has started gradual recovery. In our own case, I think at the point we attracted almost zero investment, especially during the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. So it shows that they were not confident in our economy, and we were removed from the emerging market global platform, and that is a platform that most investors use to determine where they want to invest in. Other countries are attracting, other African countries were attracting more foreign direct investors than us. So that shows that there were challenges that they were not comfortable with physical discipline, and the main challenge that we've had and we are still having. You mustn't forget the two-way exchange system, whereby you come in and you are able to exit when you want to exit. We have not been able to do that. And again, when you look at a lot of these multinationals that are in our country, we're exiting our country also. That does not give room for foreign direct investors to come and want to stay. When those that have spent up to 40 to 20 years in your country are exiting your country.
Mm. I think about this last statement you made makes me think of the aviation sector and how funds were trapped within our economy for quite some time. But we've seen the CBN sort of clear the backlog there. And that brings us to the question of what these figures mean for 2025. And here I also want to bring Fitch Ratings into the conversation, because they're warning that our budget deficit of over 13 trillion naira could spell some sort of disaster for us if we're not able to make it. So when you consider these different factors, CBN has cleared backlog of funds. We're in a place where we're trying to stabilize the economy, but there's also potential risks in 2025. What do you think it means for FDI come over the next year?
Well, what you see in FDI coming over the next year, you see some of we will not get this FDI coming. Definitely, I can tell you, we won't get so much of them. Remember, again, the president has traveled around the world and have told us about a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of investors that want to invest in Nigeria. But up to this moment, we have not seen them yet investing any in Nigeria, whether in the power sector, whether in the agricultural sector, whether in the oil and gas sector. What we have seen is investment, and where a lot of Nigerian companies are now taking over some of these assets. them, like you just said, to attract foreign direct investment is not exciting. And when you look at the budget deficit and the budget that is also based on borrowing to pay borrowed funds, again, you borrow to pay more what you have borrowed before, and the deficit of 13 trillion is huge, and that is just based on permutation by the federal government. If you look at oil output of about 1.7 million barrel, 2.06 million barrel, you look at the estimate of 1,400, you realize that it will even be difficult. The deficit might be more than that. So those are the physical issues that most foreign direct investors are looking. But the most one is the two-way exchange system. Now, yeah, we are great that the city have been able to clear off a lot of backlog, especially in the aviation sector, which is good for the Nigerian economy. But in terms of clearing that, have you been able to bring stability into the economy? Now, foreign direct investors want to come to an economy that is very stable. Exchange is stable. You have a two-way exchange rate. It's portfolio investors that want to come in an unstable economy where they are able to take they were able to take assets at a very cheaper rate and then be able to exit when this asset has gone up. So those are the different permutation that is making everybody think that 2025, based on government policy, based on government funding, remember in most of these budgets also supposed to be driven by the tax reform and bill. So all this are not about to see the light of the day. It's going to be a big challenge, and that also may affect our inflow of foreign direct investment. But most especially, the stability in the exchange rate is what will drive foreign direct investors. At this moment, we are not seeing that.
Well, Mr. Mohammed, thank you very much for your time and your expertise on this conversation. Mukhtar Mohammed is an economist who joined us this morning to speak on the National Bureau of Statistics report that Nigeria recorded only $3.73 billion in foreign direct investments over the last 5 years.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.